This presentation will provide a general introduction to the topic of digital preservation. It will discuss what digital preservation is, and what it is not. The video will then briefly explain differences between bit level and content preservation. Reference a few of the preservation models that guide the work of digital preservation practitioners. And describe new digital preservation initiatives as we build a digital preservation program at the University of Hawaii at Mānoa Library. First, it is important to dispel some common misperceptions about digital preservation. It is not just a technical problem. It is not only about equipment, servers, and software. It is also a cultural and ethical issue. We must identify what we value, and what we will preserve. Moreover, it is an organizational and resourcing issue, which inform and support these priorities. Digitization is not preservation. It may be a first step to preserve material, but we must also manage the digital content we create. Because we can digitize everything, does not mean we should. If we are spending all our time and resources on just one project, what are we not doing? Digital preservation is not all about storage. Content must be monitored, migrated over time, servers upgraded, data secured, and be retrievable. Similarly, backup is not preservation. Near-term concerns about the ability to recover data is not the same as making something accessible far into the future. Digital preservation cannot be achieved through a single solution or system. There is no one-size-fits-all way to preserve material. Individual contexts matter and must guide each institution's policies, procedures, planning, staff, and resource needs. Digital preservation is not a one-and-done activity, rather, it is a managed process of continuing change over time. The Digital Preservation Coalition defined digital preservation as a series of managed activities necessary to ensure continued access to digital materials for as long as necessary. On the surface, this definition appears fairly simple and straightforward, until we consider the types of digital data we need to preserve, and risks we need to mitigate, such as media obsolescence, data corruption, viruses, malicious and accidental deletion, and benign neglect. At the heart of digital preservation are two fundamental preservation strategies. The first, bitstream preservation, preserves the binary sequence of bits. All the zeros and ones are preserved in the order they were created. We can ensure bitstream preservation through fixity, which uses an algorithm to create checksums that act like a file's fingerprint. A core requirement of any preservation system is the use of checksums. The second preservation strategy is preserving content. Digital data is accessed and rendered through layers of platforms, such as browsers, software, and operating systems. Therefore, it is important to understand and decide what and how you want to preserve content. Are you preserving a website as a single item that is navigable? Or as a collection of HTML, CSS, image, and script files? Is there value in preserving a DVD's menu or navigation functionality? Or is the DVD just a carrier for the content you wish to preserve? There are several reference models that guide preservation work. The Open Architecture Information System, OAIS, is the best-known model and has been adopted as an international standard. While the OAIS model is widely referenced by practitioners, implementation can vary widely based on your individual institutional needs. What does this all mean for us at the University of Hawaii at Mānoa Library? It will require faculty and staff from various parts of the library to work together. Activities will converge or crosscut several boundaries in the organizational structure. We will strive to make our collections trustworthy, accessible, usable, and aim to achieve these goals through technology, workflows, compliance with standards, and metadata and documentation. To begin, the library will initiate a series of activities including creation of a digital asset register. Assess the library's readiness using maturity models such as the DPC Rapid Assessment Model. Develop a digital preservation policy and supporting policy instruments to guide activities. Create a digital preservation working group in the library to drive activities. And build connections with the wider preservation communities. As the amount of digital records, research data, and collections we manage grows exponentially, the library is preparing for the ride. Happy World Digital Preservation Day, Mahalo!